This morning I sat on the couch and edited my new YouTube video for seriously like 45 minutes. I'm learning YouTube. It's a whole different ballgame. It's a whole different thing with editing. So go check out my YouTube channel to give that some love.
Got you, Hannah. And I did find your home address, and I'm going to report you to CPS because that shit don't fly with me.
Hello everyone. I don't even know how to necessarily start off these 17 diapers videos because truth be told they are pretty sad. If you have been aware of what has been going on with Hannah, who is also known as 17 Diapers Mum, who is also known as Nurse Hannah over on TikTok.
Let's pick up all the dirty diapers I have lying around my house right now. My guess is probably 15.
Then you're aware that it is an extremely sensitive topic and just so many people are talking about it. If you would like a thorough-ish rundown on what has been going on and what we kind of know now, then I will leave linked in the description box 2 of my previous videos done on her and her husband because it's quite a lot to get through. So this video is just going to be updates, so definitely get yourself updated just so that you're aware of generally what is going on.
We are not coming out of our room at 4 a.m. 4 a.m., I'm sorry, is the middle of the freaking night. James woke up this morning at 7:30 instead of 8:30, and I was freaking PO'd about that.
Now, first and foremost, there has been quite a lot of rumor and speculation going around about the fact that, oh, she's been arrested and, oh, CPS have taken their kids away and all of this. And I'm just going to say right now, all I've seen is rumor and speculation. I haven't seen any evidence of this. In fact, Hannah is, as we see right here, she is still posting nighttime routines. Until I literally see a news source saying that, I'm not going to believe it. I think that in this case, it's really easy for people to maybe, if they, I don't even know if they've got good intentions or not, kind of starting off these rumors that could be quite believable, you know, friend of a friend. I'm just going to choose to not believe it, especially as she has been active on her social medias, which is another point as well. This very moment has turned off all of her comments. She's turned off everything. Her YouTube comments actually are still up, which is where now people are gravitating towards, but she's still posting on both. And the reasoning why she's turned the comments off and she's still posting on her TikTok, like she's posted I think 2 or 3 different TikToks since this has all come out about her. And the reasoning why is because if you look at the amount of views she's getting, that is a serious amount of views, right? She's getting up in the millions because people are curious. Now I'm a massive hypocrite because I literally went and screen recorded just to show what she's doing. So I am a hypocrite. But I was lying in bed last night and I was thinking, I was like, people are saying, well, why is she still posting? It's because she's capitalizing off of it. So if I were you, everyone should really just stop paying her attention because that money is going straight in her pocket and you best believe it's not going to be spent on her children, allegedly. Today's topic of conversation, so we have got quite a lot of news regarding CPS. We have this one creator who kind of blasted out of nowhere, it seems. I think his name's Anthony Blackwell, but he goes under That One Narcissist, and he reminds me of like women and some men, I'm sure, who, you know, go like sneaky detective. You know, maybe they've been ghosted, maybe they want to try and find out who the other woman is, maybe whatever the case may be, and they go full-blown detective. And he went full-blown detective. He found out where she lived. He found out loads of information about the fact that they have got this real estate, like this real estate business, and Hannah is actually like the manager, and then her husband Braxton is the owner, and they're doing it from the house, which where they live in Utah is illegal.
Real estate office has to have its own primary location. It can't be run out of a home at all. So then called over to the Utah Association of Realtors, gave them the information that he's working out of his home. They're working on that as well.
So we're going to get to that. He has contacted CPS. He has contacted the nursing board. He's also put in a little, you know, nudge onto the real estate license people. Okay, it's bad, but we're going to get onto that. We're also going to get onto the fact that there have been new videos. Well, there have been videos that have now been resurfacing that Hannah, I'm sure, has deleted, but other people are reacting to, which trigger such an emotional response in me, coming from someone who was a child who was afraid of the dark. Yeah, and a series of other things that happened in my childhood. We're not going to get onto that. No one needs to hear about that. We have a series of videos which are really quite shocking, which basically allude to the fact that she basically locks that little boy in their room. There's a lock on the outside of the door. She locks them in and she won't go and get to him unless it's after 7:30 in the morning. The more evidence that is coming out it's making me swallow my words quite a bit when I said, you know, we can't call her Ruby Frankie 2.0 because there's just not enough, like, I'm just not seeing enough. Well, I feel like I'm really getting to that point where I'm starting to eat my words.
Now, Hannah, you have the day you deserve.
So in regards to CPS, because I know that a lot of you guys were asking in the comments, like, are we doing something? Who's doing something? Well, this beautiful man actually found where she lived. He went full on detective mode, so I'm going to let him talk.
Got you, Hannah. And I did find your home address, and I'm going to report you to CPS because that shit don't fly with me. Hi, Hannah. I know you don't know me. My name's Anthony. Now, during the day, I typically do remodel and repair on houses, but on the side and for fun, I like to find people that like to around and find out. And guess whose turn it was tonight? So, Hannah, by now, the entire internet's seen all the videos you treating your kids atrociously. I'm not going to stand for it. And I know there's some other people that said they reported you to the Board of Nursing and your agency. I want us to look through all your videos. So I searched for your husband's name, and I found a 2-year-old Instagram post where you called him Brax. And Brax is short for Braxton Hyatt in Utah. And finally, I had an old LinkedIn profile pop up. It was this one right here, and Braxton Hyatt. And right down here, it says when he's out of school, he wants to go into real estate. And I was like, he looks like he's really well put together, and he probably followed his dream. So guess what I did? I searched Hyatt Realty. This is what popped up. Now, obviously, I blocked out the addresses because that would be doxing, and I don't want anybody's personal information out there. But this is what popped up. And I scrolled down a little bit, and guess who's the manager? It's you, Hannah. And the address that you all use, I was like, let me look at that address. It's in a condo. I wonder if I search them together. So I searched Hannah and Braxton Hyatt in Utah, and this is what popped up. This is a podcast that you two were on a few years ago. Didn't the podcast just talk about you buying a house not too long ago? Street view say for sale right there. Let's go into Zillow. See that cabinets? See the granite countertop? See the chandelier? Let's go to one of Hannah's videos. See those cabinets? See the granite countertop? See the chandelier? CPS will come knocking, and I will be getting your information over to the state nursing board because it goes against their ethics policy for you to treat anyone that way. Now, Hannah, you have the day you deserve.
So he's been doing all of that, and he's basically been like showing people, yeah, you know, you can contact CPS. And allegedly in a second video that he did, when he's then talking about, you know, following up with CPS, apparently CPS have been inundated with hundreds of calls. So, you know, people have been CPSing, all right. People have been contacting them and telling them to go round. And, you know, rumor speculation, some people are saying, hey, well, you know, she's kind of cleaning up her act a little bit with what she's posting. In my mind, she's only posting because she's capitalizing off of the fact she's getting a lot of views at the minute. But the savage thing is that she's capitalizing off of the fact that everyone's telling her that she abuses her kids. It couldn't be me. It honestly, yeah. What a thing to capitalize off of. Anyway, so he sure done some digging, and it turns out that, yeah, they are illegally running their business from their house, which in Utah, it is illegal.
Good morning. I have an update on the Hannah case. For those of you that did ask, yes, I called CPS. I stand on business every time. So when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And the reason I'm fighting so hard for this is if someone had fought harder, we wouldn't know who Ruby Frank is. Called CPS, spoke to the lady. The tone of her voice said she's tired of getting calls about Hannah. And all she would tell me is she can neither confirm nor deny that a case is or isn't open. All right, so I got the HR runaround. For being in HR for a few years, I know the terminology, so I didn't stop there. I called the National Children's Alliance, which is a national hotline for children that need advocacy. I also called CASA, is court-appointed special attorneys for children there in Utah. All the information that I had, I gave them video links. I gave them a ton of information. Then I turned my attention to Braxton because he is definitely a part of this as well. I noticed in my first video that when they registered their LLC for the realty company, they used their home address. In the state they live in now and the state that I lived in before, that was illegal in both states. I'm like, curious, wonder if it's illegal in Utah. Turns out it is illegal in Utah. So I got on the Ogden city website, did a little digging. To run a business from home, you have to have what's called a home occupation license. I called the city. The lady I spoke to at the city's very nice lady. They cannot find a home occupation license on file for that address. She asked me what kind of business it was. I told her real estate. She's like, hang on, honey. That's illegal anyway. A real estate office has to have its own primary location. It can't be run out of a home at all. So then called over to the Utah Association of Realtors, gave them the information that he's working out of his home. They're working on that as well for Braxton. Completely unrelated topic and for educational purposes only. Did you know that for less than the price of 2 winter jackets for a toddler, you too can file suit in Utah? I'm just serious. Wouldn't it be ironic if a bunch of people got together and individually filed suit for $60 and claimed $35 in emotional damages? Individually, of course. You know, in Utah, if your defendant doesn't show up to every one of those court cases, it's automatic judgment for the plaintiff. And it would be even more ironic if they took all that money and donated it to women's and children's warming shelters and clothing shelters. That would be something.
People have also been contacting the nursing board. Hannah has been saying that, you know, she's going to go back to, I think it was travel nursing. She's doing long-term care. I'm telling you right now, this has hit the news. If you type in her name, all right, into Google, she comes up, right? She is going to lose her license. I guarantee it. Like, imagine her just like strolling in to do her shift. One of the grandma's daughters or sons goes, oh my god, there is no way on earth that lady is looking after you because she abuses her kid. Yeah, once again, couldn't be me.
Hannah is finally getting canceled for the horrific treatment of her children that she proudly showcases online, and all I gotta say is it took y'all long enough.
We also have some other footage that I want to talk about because I think that likewise this is despicable, and I know like I'm not going to bring up every single thing that, you know, that I've seen that she's done because truth be told we would be here for like the next hour or two. I saw a clip of her the other day where she was saying, oh, daylight savings, it's so annoying, my kid woke up at 7:30.
Happy daylight savings to all you parents out there that did not get that extra hour of sleep today. I saw some parents saying that they were up at 4 a.m., which that would never, ever fly in my household. I'm sorry, but if my kid woke up at 4 a.m., you're going to stay in your room. You're going to stay in your bed. I don't care if you want to play in your bed. I don't care if you want to kick the bars, kick the door, whatever. We are not coming out of our room at 4 a.m. 4 a.m., I'm sorry, is the middle of the freaking night. James woke up this morning at 7:30 instead of 8:30, and I was freaking PO'd about that. Just in the span of like the last 2 months, he has gone from waking up at 10:30 in the morning to now 7:30.
Question: why on earth is your toddler sleeping until 10:30? Either they go to bed at like freaking 2 o'clock in the morning, or you're purposefully leaving them alone in their room. And the thing is that even if they were left in their room to cry, there's no way of him being able to get into his parents' room because she locks the door.
But anyways, this morning I sat on the couch and edited my new YouTube video for seriously like 45 minutes. I'm learning YouTube. It's a whole different ballgame. It's a whole different thing with editing. So go check out my YouTube channel to give that some love.
Because she shows herself unlocking the door, opening the door, and her son is literally stood on the other side looking so sad. It wasn't like happy to see you. I mean, granted, not all kids are very cheery in the morning. Mine look like they've just rolled out of a hedge backwards and they're kind of like, you know, stumbling around, like, but they're still happy to see each other. We're all happy to see each other, right? And I definitely don't lock them in their rooms. Oh, no. If they wake up in the middle of the night and they got a problem, I know about it. I got a kid about this far away from my face. Really, really, really distressing. I mean, you have some people going like, oh, but it's, you know, if the door's locked, it's great for a fire. Yeah, but if you lock, the fire bit, I can understand the fire bit, but locking the door, if there's a problem on the other side of that door, if they're choking, if they've hurt themselves, for whatever reason, they then cannot get out of their door to tell you that there is a problem. And Braxton, or whatever his name is, go to bed and just lock the door and leave him on the other side. And they're like, oh, 10:30. There is no way that child of that age is lying in bed for that long, sleeping until 10:30. I'm just calling it. Granted, I only have 2 kids, and they've always been early risers but great sleepers. But that doesn't seem right to me. Like, sound off in the comments. Does that seem right to you? Because that does not seem right to me. Also, I was so scared of the dark when I was little, to the point where I pretty much like slept in my mum's room until I was about 10, I think. Well, I used to get put to bed in my room, and then I used to have really bad nightmares. So I used to like migrate my way to my mum in the morning, and sometimes I used to like sneak off just to pretend that like I had actually slept in my room because it was getting really, really embarrassing. But then I grew out of it. But yeah, like if I was locked in there, yeah, it's just horrendous. Like kids have nightmares, kids have bad dreams, kids are scared of the dark. I think that's deplorable. I really do. I really honestly think that's absolutely deplorable. And there was another one that I saw as well. They're making something at the table, and I'm not joking. She pulls the chair out from underneath him and he falls and bangs himself on the floor.
Hannah is finally getting canceled for the horrific treatment of her children that she proudly showcases online. And all I gotta say is, it took y'all long enough.
I can understand it somewhat if the child was on the chair and they were scooting the chair forward so that they were better underneath the surface. That I can understand, but even so, I wouldn't understand it slipping. But she quite literally pulled it out from underneath him and he fell on the floor. And I'm just like, is that like a common occurrence for you? Like, how can you post that? I don't understand it. And then people, and I hate to say it, people are talking about the bruises that are on that child, and there are bruises on that child. I think it was on Reddit, I saw a close-up clip of this child, and their side and that kind of area was bruised. And I don't like stirring up, emotion and stuff when I don't know the full story. But oh my god, like, these people just don't deserve, they don't deserve to have kids. They simply do not deserve to have kids, and I don't even think either of them particularly want to have kids. Mormon culture, you have a lot of kids, keep on having kids, and it's a part of their whole, almost ritual in how to get onto the next stage of life, heaven, whatever it is. Okay, I'm not a Mormon, clearly. A bit of knowledge that I know from watching a lot of these Mormon influencers, mums and stuff. There's actually a great deal of Mormon parents on, the internet. Read a little bit about it, and I'm just aware, maybe they just feel like they have to have kids because it's part of the culture. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they want kids. Every single thing that I'm saying, I'm also seeing a lot of people saying like, oh, I went to school with this person, it wasn't in the lot. Like there's more and more people that are coming out. And I think when a story is this big and everyone's emotions are so heightened, you're going to hear a lot of, oh, I did this to this person. Like, is it necessarily true? Is it not? It's really hard to tell. That's all I'm going to say, especially as well when you have these things of people saying, oh, the person's been arrested. If that ever happens, right? If that ever did happen, I'd only trust it if, they made a statement or the news made a statement, because I think in this case it's so easy to be like, oh yeah, I heard because I know someone that works for CPS, and then it fed down the line information. I haven't seen any concrete proof that has happened, and I don't necessarily think it will. They're obviously going to be under CPS investigation because of the sheer volume of people calling in. I do think it's very likely that she is going to lose her nursing license and possibly their real estate license as well, because they're doing it illegally. So their businesses are going to tank, which obviously is not going to be in the best interest of the kids, which is very, catch-22. But unfortunately, F around and find out. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm really sorry if this topic of conversation is just extremely deep and you don't want to hear it. I will try and, I'll throw in some more lighthearted content as we go. It's just quite a lot of the content that I cover is on TikTok, and TikTok is quite literally only showing me this at the minute, and I'm invested in talking about it. But if there's any other topics that you want me to cover, just throw me a message on Instagram, might be better. I get quite a lot of comments nowadays with the thank you so much for subscribing and viewing and everything. Appreciate every single one of you, but getting to comments is like a minefield. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you guys in the next video.